Hi everyone, it's Jason here, Local Tech Experts, with another build for you. So I'm happy I'm able to do this one. I've sort of been sitting on this one for a little while, so glad to get this one out the gate. I was sort of thinking of hoarding parts for this one for a sort of nicer build, but these parts aren't top spec, but they're good enough to go in this case, and I can always get another one. I think this is going to be a new favorite for me. I think it looks like a nice case. I've already taken it out and had a look, but I will run you guys through it, and I'll run through the parts list now. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, so what we have here is a MATX board with a i7-6700 CPU under there, 16 gigs of dual channel RAM. We have a 750 watt EVGA gold power supply here. 500 gig SATA SSD is down there, so I've test benched all this. For a graphics card, I'll be using a GTX 1080 Ti, I believe it is, 1080, or just a normal 1080, but still a very capable card for this sort of build. The case I'll take out of the box and give you guys a proper look now. Thanks. All right, so here's the first Player SteamPunk SP6-G music bar. It's quite a mouthful. I just realized that I'm doing this video straight after gym, so that intro part I probably look pretty ragged, but yeah, I'm just back from gym. But as you can see, this it's like a cube design. It's one of the two chamber designs. So what that means is the power supply and hard drive sit on one side, and the motherboard sits on the other. Glass panel front and side is very similar to the Lian Li 011 Dynamic. I think they sort of took a lot of design cues. It's almost exactly the same design. So to get the side panel off, it's the same as the Dynamic. You take the top off first, which has got a nice mesh here. It's got some mounts in the top for fans or radiators, but then once you take the top off, you can slide the glass out. Put that down. So this case was $100 from a retailer up in northern suburbs of WA. I'll put a link to it. I'm not too sure about removing that front panel. I'm sure it can be done, but I'm not going to do it now. I thought maybe there'd be mounts for fans in the front, but no, there's absolutely nothing you can mount in the front there. So the only thing with this is I can see is that you only got options for mounting fans in the top or in the side, in this side panel here. So you have to sort of consider your fan layouts, because there's no rear exhaust or anything like that. So I'll take this rear panel off here and show you what we're working with on the other sort of compartment side. So looking at it, I thought maybe it would take small form factor power supplies, but it actually takes a full-size power supply, and the way they do that is they raise the motherboard tray out that way, which is kind of a nice touch. So we have a lighting controller here. It's powered by SATA, and we have 3-pin ARGB for controller, or a LED switch, which is in the top. I'll go through the I/O shortly, but that's the compartment for the power supply, compartment for the hard drive mounts. It kind of looks a little bit strange, so I'm gonna have to work out how that works. I think probably 3.5 goes on the inside and a 2.5 on the outside. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to work that out, how that works. Like I said, two fan mounts here, so it looks like two 120s. I'm not too sure if you could get a third one in there. So in terms of airflow, I'm thinking what I might do is, I'm undecided, so I'm not sure. One of them's going to be intake, one's going to be exhaust. So I'm thinking probably intake from the top and exhaust out the side. Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably the way I'm going to do it. In terms of lighting, the fans I'm going to use are just going to be straight white ones, and then I'll put some ARGB bars in there. I think that should look good. I do have ARGB fan kits, but I think just white will work nicely on this one. In terms of I/O, we have power, 2 USB 3s, a combined headphone microphone, reset, and LED. So nice and clean top I/O there. I will take this off when I do the build, so I'm not lugging around glass everywhere. That pretty much covers it. So your standard I/O, USB 3, obviously no USB 2, but there is an audio there. So yeah, and with these sorts of cases, you can hide the cabling quite well because it's all compartmentalized in the side here. I would have liked to have seen some intakes in the bottom, so that you could do. So then you could do intakes at the bottom, intakes on the side, and exhaust at the top. That would be sort of optimal. Even more so, it would be better if they had fan mounts that could be drawing in, like literally mount fans on the bottom. Obviously that'd be a bit of a dust thing, but there's plenty of room there for fans. But instead they have rivets there. So along with that LED controller, these are sort of the gimmick. That's why it's called music bar, because these react to sound when there's sound. But the controller, I'm going to have to work out what's going on here, because for those fans, I don't know if you can daisy chain off this. Like, is this an input or an output, basically? I'm hoping it's both. There is a male and female connector there, so I'm hoping I can hook up some extra ARGB stuff to that and all be synced together. All right, I'll put the overhead on and get to building. Thanks, guys. So this is how it turned out, guys. A bit of a masterclass in cable management. You may have noticed me digging around in there. Nice lighting, nice case. It's definitely not a Lian Li, but if you like the aesthetics, then this one's a cheaper option. I'll put the link to it in the description below. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.